Oh.
Oh, we have you in the flesh, in 3D, and it's such a great, different experience. Look, you can call us anytime you want. You have the hotline.
Oh, thank you.
But when
4D,
you can-
4D even.
Yes.
I put on my
4D.
finest cologne for you. Yes. We're in smell-o-vision now, folks.
What is your finest cologne?
It's just deodorant. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you can bottle whatever that is that we are sniffing on you.
It's iced coffee is what it is. It's, yes. The finest beans. The finest beans.
Well, Josh, there's no voice more recognizable than yours. You've sold more than 30 million albums. Did I get the number right?
Give or take 20. I don't know.
You've got your new album, Bridges, out in September, and we can see you at the Forum in October. And I don't know if you can tell this man is blushing, but Ryan has been giddy with glee. I mean, we all are. But I didn't know, Ryan, this has been bubbling under.
Yeah.
You never let this come to the surface.
It's a shared thing that my mother and we both love and have for years. We love Josh Groban.
Really?
Yeah. And so
gosh.
of all the guests we've ever had, nothing against them, I've never been more excited to have one sitting across from us.
Well, now I'm blushing under this
For
mountainous
me,
beard
and
I'm wearing
this is weird
today.
to say to you, if I could be anyone else, it would be Josh Groban.
No kidding.
Yeah. Dead serious.
Oh, man.
I'm serious.
Wow.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
I would become a guy and I'd be you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a project for all of us.
I love it. No,
Be Josh Groban Day.
Here, let me tell you something, Josh. The fact that you
Get
sat down and
prosthetics.
said, it's nice to hear you in the morning, I thought, oh my God, he's heard my voice before.
I've heard your voice. Right.
I'm blown away.
Because I can't, as a singer, I think a lot of singers feel this way. I can't stand my own speaking voice.
Okay.
And so to listen to two extraordinary speaking voices that it's wonderful.
Oh, wow.
All singers, we have this like when we turn it on, we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
have the support and the thing. But like when I hear it, I'm like, hi, how you guys doing? So I am a fan of yours, Ryan, and
Thank you, Josh.
maybe you can teach me some speaking pointers.
I love it.
By the end of the
my.
morning, and you as well, sweet Ellen.
Thank you, Josh.
Anyway.
Well, Josh, you know you're going to be singing for us because we have a task for you later.
Oh,
okay?
gosh.
All
Okay,
right, so
all right.
save it.
Save it.
Save those vocal cords. Those golden. Your instrument needs to rest for now.
It does.
So, anyway, welcome.
Thank you.
We know that you are friends with one of our friends, Gavin Stevens.
Yes.
You have a special relationship with him, and we have a special relationship too. So we're triangulated.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tell us
he's
about
the
how he's
best.
touched your life.
Gavin is just an incredible kid. He's just he's a wonderful inspiration. I first heard him sing. He came to one of my shows.
Yeah.
And he sang for me backstage. Met him and his mom, and I just remember just thinking, what an amazing spirit this kid has. He has music pouring through his body.
Yeah.
And just remember just kind of like how cheeky he was too. Like he has really like funny jokes. Like he will rib you.
Yes.
For sure, if
Yeah.
given the opportunity.
Yeah.
And so like, man after my own heart. This guy, he's the best. And then somebody told me that he was singing the national anthem at certain events and things like that. And so he is just the best and represents just the power of what arts education can achieve in a young person's life, and to represent the Academy of Music for the Blind, and to have just done such incredible work. He's an inspiration to us all.
Well, and look, you started his inspiration. I mean, you're the reason.
Well,
And so, we thank you.
Well, no,
because you've sprouted probably many of these, people who are inspired by your voice, the strength, the soulfulness, the things that come out of you.
It's cyclical. It goes both ways. And for me to have had an arts background where I was able to have those experiences at his age, and to have been on the fence of where I wanted to be in my life, and had problems in school, making friends and finding my own voice, so to speak. And experiencing firsthand how the arts brought that out of me.
All right.
To be on a pedestal now where I can then share the power of what that is with people, and highlight organizations that can help. It just shows you the big picture, and it's just great to see.
That's what really matters.
Absolutely.
And the first time Gavin was ever on our airwaves, we asked him to sing a little something for us, and he sang "You Raise Me Up."
He did?
Yeah.
Excellent. Probably
good.
choosing a key that is even harder than anything I could have imagined. Probably going there. He's always showing me up.
So tell us about Bridges.
This was, sometimes the muse is just in the walls. You show up, You hope for the best, and sometimes it's just endless ideas. And I had come off of a Broadway show called The Great Comet of 1812, where I was surrounded in my cast by cast members who all played instruments, who were all making music in many different styles of music, many different genres. And I came out of that experience with 100 new ideas, just 50, 60 snippets of song ideas in my iPhone, just roaring to go.
Wow.
And so
that's a lot of material.
It's a lot of material, and just beat ideas and guitar licks. And so I wound up working with some incredible writers and producers, and we would sit in the room, we'd toss ideas back and forth. We'd spend 10 hours, in a room, and we would find ways to finish these ideas. And before we knew it, I'd be sending another song to my team. I'd be sending another song to my management. I'd be saying, well, we did this today. And they'd be going, oh my God. So, it was one of those situations. Sometimes you make an album, you can look back in hindsight and you can say, really proud of the result. That was pulling teeth. That was really finding a way to get through. Sometimes pushing that boulder down the hill is really, really difficult. As proud as you are of something. But with Bridges, it was just one of those magic couple of years where all of these really fresh ideas that took me back to kind of the way I made music in my first couple of records. Where
you were super inspired by this experience.
Just not thinking about genre, not thinking about anything except, does this make me feel good, and does this feel like something new? Am I continuing to pave a path that inspires me? And so these songs are the culmination of all that.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
It's just flowing out of you.
And there wasn't a minute I didn't think of Ryan and his mom.
Thank you, Josh. Oh, I just needed that. Yeah.
What would they say? I would say to myself as I was in the vocal booth, as I was leaving a pint of blood on the floor in the vocal booth. Would this make Ryan's mother cry? In the good way.
Oh my Lord.
Josh, we know there's been a big debate. Are you a baritone or a tenor or both, or are you indefinable, whatever the word is?
I do love me the low notes, but I think that it depends on the genre of music that I'm singing, the style of music that I'm singing.
Right.
I think if you were to look at it in purely an operatic sense, there's no way I would go and take on a tenor role. Those are pieces of music that require a very naturally high set voice where you just sit up there and you just. But in pop music landscape, I can pop up to tenor notes. Anytime. Well, not anytime I want to. I would say 98 of the days of the year I can pop up to those notes.
Good. That's a third.
I'll take it. Listen,
I'm
that's
horrible
fine.
at math, but I think it's about a third.
It was a very famous soprano. I'm forgetting who said it. That said, all singers, we have 9 perfect vocal days a year, and we just hope that one of them lands on a stage somewhere.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I have experienced those days where just you can do no wrong. You can just go for notes you never tried before, and it's just right there for you.
That's so cool.
And the rest of the days are work.
I just saw a video of Ed Sheeran doing some kind of press conference. He said the best advice he got as a singer was just don't be afraid to suck.
Yeah.
Put it all out there and don't be afraid to suck. And I thought that's really interesting. I think it means just be all in and leave it your pint of blood on the floor.
Totally. And you have to, you work and work and work. You work on your technique so that you can go out and forget that, and we can all be very micromanagey as singers, because our instrument's inside us. We hear it, resonating through our skulls. And so we're hearing things in a way that the audience isn't hearing it. And it's very easy to be very self-critical in the moment that you're doing it. And so, not being afraid to suck is easier said than done. Because if we've reached a certain level, we're also perfectionists.
Yes, right.
And sucking is not an option.
And we're with Josh Groban.
However, try and have that mentality that if you miss a note, there's always the next one.
Okay, great. Wow. So we're here with Josh Groban. We've got more for you, Josh. Don't move, Joshua Winslow.
Okay.
Groban. Who's the Winslow?
Wait,
hang on.
Okay, yes.
Who's the Winslow and what is the beard all about?
That's
Stay
an after
here.
the break kind of story.
We will be right back.
Love it.
Okay, we're back with Joshua Winslow Groban and Joshua.
Am I in trouble?
No, is that what your mother would say when you were in trouble?
Joshua Winslow Groban, go to your room.
Okay, who's Winslow?
So Winslow, so I am related to one of the first pilgrims on the Mayflower.
What?
Named Edward Winslow.
Come on.
And my brother and I share the same middle name. My mom said, "Oh, this would be a fun name for the two of you to have."
You know,
we
Josh,
share a birthday 4 years apart, so why not share the same middle name?
Do you know the significance of what you have just said. So not only
Yes.
does the gift of your voice...
Are we
exist
related,
here-
Ryan? Are we?
He's going to pass out.
No, not only did we have the gift of your voice, just in general, but we wouldn't had your ancestor not come here on the Mayflower. It's insane, Josh.
On Plymouth Rock. Look, listen, it's all a miracle.
Yeah.
We're all a miracle.
Honest to God. People talk about Christopher Columbus. I think the conversation needs to shift to Josh Groban. How about that?
You know what? Seriously, Ryan, can we just,
The three ships and all that stuff? Forget it. Josh Groban's voice exists because of this.
Because
That's
of
the
the
takeaway
Mayflower.
here.
Yes, I should have called my album The Mayflower.
Yeah.
Oh, and when I was a kid, I went to they do those reenactment areas. You can go to Pennsylvania and you can go to the reenact where people are dressed up as the Pilgrims.
Yeah. And you did it.
And I went to the little home of Edward Winslow where an actor was portraying the Edward Winslow, and I was like this bratty 7-year-old kid, and I thought I was like special because I'm like, he doesn't even know we're related right now, And this actor is just like eating his his cornbread that he just made because he was told to make it on the set and whatever. And I'm like, "Hi, my name is Joshua Winslow Groban, and we're related." And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's nice, kid. That's nice. Yeah, that's fine. Where's your mama? Is your dad around? Somebody have a kid on the loose? Somebody has a kid? Get this kid out of here." Yeah, so I met the actor portraying Edward Winslow.
Are you going to tell these stories on stage at the Forum in
I
October?
think I will now.
I think you should.
I think I will
Get
now.
free.
I never know what I'm going to talk about on stage, but I think you've got.
No, you really don't.
You've
You
got
just let
this.
the mood take you. Oh, God.
Yes.
Well, we would like to play a game with you called That's Josh or Hogwash.
Ah.
Kind of self-explanatory. If it's true, it's Josh.
Yes.
If it's not true, it's hogwash.
It's hogwash.
Right. So Ryan and I will take turns asking you Josh or hogwash.
Okay. About myself or about
Yeah,
just
about-
world
it's about-
geopolitics?
This is all you.
Myself.
No, this is
We
you.
wouldn't bring
Okay.
you in here
Yeah.
to talk about China.
Yeah.
This is all
Are
Josh
you
Groban.
okay to talk about you?
Sure.
Oh,
Why sure?
you have been confirmed to star in the movie reboot of Ally McBeal. Josh or hogwash?
Oh, hogwash, but I wish it were. I wish it were Josh. I love that gang, and I think it's about time for an Ally McBeal reboot for the new
Yes.
generation.
Yeah. So you're open for it.
Yeah, that was my big break. That
Yeah.
show.
There you go.
That's
All right.
another long good story, but I'll save it for the next time.
The first time you sang in public for an audience was on an airplane.
That's hogwash.
Oh, hogwash.
But that is hogwash.
Yeah.
But I do have a funny airplane story. Very, 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 very quickly.
We have time.
No, yeah.
I do sleep talk and sleep sing on airplanes.
No, you do
so
not.
I've never knowingly sung on an airplane, but I have been known. Like I would be traveling with somebody, my girlfriend was, whatever. Like, Josh, wake up, you're singing. I will sing in my sleep, and people get now, kind of like what, do we have a crazy person on the plane? Like, do we need to call somebody? So I remember once I fell asleep. And I just remember thinking, I'm very, very cold. I'm very cold. So I just reached behind my chair and I'm thinking, where's my blanket? Where's my damn blanket? So I got it. I got my blanket. I rolled up. It was a long flight. Like 8 hours later, I woke up, and I had taken the flight attendant's jacket, pins and all, from behind my own chair, and I had curled myself up in it. And they're just thinking, Josh Groban's cold. I don't just go with it. Just go with it. And then I remember thinking, where's my pillow? I don't know where my pillow went. You know the little area between the chairs where the TV pops out?
Yeah.
I had stuffed my pillow into that little, as you do.
Yep.
So no, never sung for people on an airplane, but I am insane apparently when I sleep on an airplane. And that's drug-free. There's no Valium at play there.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
Okay, you were once scolded by Celine Dion for singing into her microphone. Josh or hogwash?
So far, we're 3 for 3 on the hogwash. Celine would never. She would never. She would Celine would say, do you like the microphone? It is yours. Bring me a new microphone.
I love it.
She's so giving.
You were introduced to your first voice coach by David Foster.
Hogwash.
Oh.
I was introduced to David Foster by my first voice coach. So I was working with a guy named Seth Riggs, who's kind of a legendary vocal coach, and we stopped working together years ago. But I went to elementary school with his son, and so as like a Boy Scout, we would like take trips to his house, and he would give us free lessons. And he said, "Oh, you've got a very good voice," and I started taking lessons from him. And then shortly after that, David Foster called him and said, "Hey, I'm in a clinch. I'm doing an event. Who have you got? Who's young? Who can sing?"
Whoa.
Seth sent him 5 cassettes. I'm old, and he picked mine, and that was the end of that. But yeah, it was the other way around.
That's awesome.
Your mother must be so proud of you.
Not as proud as Ryan's mother is of me.
That's right. That is true.
But
She's proud of me,
but a
for
very
talking to
close,
you.
very close second.
Well, as a mother, I'm proud of you too.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Now, Josh or hogwash?
Okay,
This beard you're wearing.
yeah,
It is
comes right off.
It is It is for the next James Bond movie, for which you are also singing the theme song. Josh or hogwash?
Man, you're basically with all these hogwashes, you're painting a picture of a life that I wish I had. I'm gonna leave really sad. I'm gonna
that's our goal, is to make you leave our studio sad.
There's gonna be a very stern conversation with my manager at lunch after this interview of going, all that hogwash, that's what should be happening right now, Dearmid. No, I wish that was the reason for it. But the beard is just pure laziness.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Does your girlfriend like it?
Yeah. Does my what?
Your girlfriend like it?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. She likes
does.
the beard.
If she didn't like it, it would be gone.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Right.
I feel like when it comes to facial hair and like how the style, whether you have a long handlebar mustache, whether you go for the beard, I feel like your significant other has a huge say in that decision. Yeah.
That maybe so you go incognito and people wouldn't recognize you.
It's interesting because now that I feel like I've had many years now where I've had a beard of a certain length. I grew the beard out originally for a Broadway show where I had to play this like drunken Russian aristocrat.
Oh, nice.
And then I was like, "Ugh, that really kind of feels like me." So I liked the guy, and I kept it. I said, "Wow, I kind of look like my singing voice for the first time in my whole career." I was always like, "Oh, he's the little boy with the big voice," and I feel, lumbersexual. I call it.
Yeah, very good.
But I don't know. I shaved it clean shaven for this. I'm doing a Netflix TV show where I play a homicide detective, and the detective protocol is that you have to have clean shaven. I was asking. I said, "Can I be a bearded detective?" And the first like, "Yes, we think you can." And then they're like, "No, we talked to a detective. It's got to be clean shaven." So in this new show that's coming out, I've got a very short haircut.
I can't wait. I love detective thrillers.
Oh, it's called The Good Cop. It was created by Andy Breckman, who made Monk, which is another really fun detective show. And it's going to be for Netflix. It's coming out September 21st, same day as Bridges comes out.
Nice.
And so I play kind of an obsessed by the rules homicide detective. My father is played by Tony Danza, who plays a cop who broke all the rules and went to jail for corruption. And so every episode is a new kind of weird mystery, and it's a lot of fun. I spent 4 months shooting it, and but as soon as that was done, I started putting chia pet soil on my face again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so you love acting?
I do. I do love it. When I was in school, when I was signed by David, many of those years ago, I was at Carnegie Mellon for theater. I was a theater major, and I knew that when I decided to become a recording artist, that leaving that side of me was going to be really hard. But it's just interesting how things come around.
And when you can combine them too.
And when you can combine them.
And look, you're doing them both on the same day. You're releasing Bridges to us and the Netflix show.
I couldn't be happier, and to have gone back to the theatrical world the way I have in the last few years too has been very full circle.
Yeah. So there is a Josh on the list that you are covering a Celine Dion song on Bridges.
Yes.
Yes, it's a Josh.
Oh, so Celine is somebody who is never far from my musical heart. She's the reason that I had a story to tell early on in my career. Going to the Grammys in 1999 and singing with her was just one of the great thrills of my career. We've sung together a few times since then, So there is a beautiful French song on the new album that is one of her classics called "S'il suffisait d'aimer," and she is somebody who I hope she likes it. But yeah.
When will she hear it?
I don't know. We'll have to send that to her. We'll FedEx a hard copy.
As the person doing it, would you in that situation want to be there when she's listening to it or not?
Oh no. I don't like to be anywhere when anybody's listening.
Yeah, it's awkward, right?
If I could sing a concert from an isolated booth in Australia somewhere, I would be. That would make me so happy. Yeah, I'm actually very shy about like my singing
like
voice.
close-up
and how-
singing, like close-up
oh
magic.
my God, close-up singing is the hardest. If I would much rather sing for 15,000 people in Madison Square Garden than sing in a room for 10 family members. I mean, it's just terrifying.